On my way to the airport, a Porsche tried to cut in line, but I didn't let it. As a result, after overtaking me, it kept cutting me off. Since I was in a hurry, I didn't want to engage with such road rage, so I chose to tolerate it. Little did I know that my tolerance would only encourage him to escalate his behavior. Within less than 100 meters, he cut me off 5 times. I couldn't take it anymore and chose to call the police. While I was reporting his license plate number to the police, I suddenly felt a surge of rage and stomped on the accelerator, ramming into his car. Because, upon seeing his license plate, I realized this Porsche was actually the birthday gift my wife had asked me for last week. Bang! My Volkswagen Phaeton rear-ended the Porsche directly. A man with sunglasses and a cigarette dangling from his mouth got out of the Porsche. He swaggered over to my car and kicked my door. "You broke ass? Can't you read the logo? It's a Porsche. A piece of shit Volkswagen dares to hit a Porsche? You must have a death wish." When I saw a man step out of the car, my heart sank. The situation was as bad as I'd feared. I rolled down the window and sized him up coldly, trying to detect any clues from his words or actions. 3 million. Not a penny less, or I'll make sure you regret it. He held up 3 fingers and shouted at me through the car window. I suppressed the urge to get out of the car and slap him, deciding to wait and see what kind of relationship he had with my wife. The collision of luxury cars in the bustling downtown area quickly drew a crowd of onlookers. This is going to be interesting. That Porsche looks like it cost several million. The owner of this Volkswagen is in for a hefty bill. This is the price of recklessness. A moment of patience could have avoided this mess. Why show off? Now they'll be paying for it with everything they've got. Encouraged by the onlookers, the man in sunglasses grew even more aggressive. He kicked my car door again, his eyes filled with malice. Driving a lousy Volkswagen and still acting tough when you see a Porsche, who do you think you are? Now you're scared, hiding in your car like a coward? Too late for that. This is a brand new car my wife bought me worth a full 3 million. Pay up now, or I'll make sure you end up in jail. Wife, there's definitely something fishy going on. Damn that bitch. Let's see how you're going to handle this today. After some thought, I slowly pushed open the car door, coldly staring at that arrogant and somewhat youthful face, and calmly said, "If anyone should be paying compensation, it's you. I was driving straight normally, you changed lanes to overtake. You're fully at fault. And as for going to jail, those 2 kicks you just gave my car door count as intentional damage to someone else's property. Those 2 kicks alone are enough to land you in prison. I don't give a damn about the law, don't talk to me about legalities. All I know is I'm driving a Porsche, so you better get out of my way. Jail? There isn't a prison built yet that can hold Chun Kuan." Seeing his utterly reckless expression, I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. Some of the onlookers, seeing the sunglasses-wearing man driving a luxury car and speaking so arrogantly, assumed he must be some young master from a wealthy family. Hoping to curry favor, they quickly started taking his side. That Volkswagen driver has some nerve. He crashes into someone else's car and then demands compensation. When the other guy gets angry and kicks his car door, he wants to send him to prison. He must think the young man is easy to fool. Young man, don't be afraid. Add my number, and I can testify for you if needed. Exactly. I've studied some law too. Damaging someone else's property only becomes a criminal offense if it exceeds 5,000 yuan. That kick of yours just scraped off a bit of paint. How could a scratch on this beat-up Volkswagen possibly be worth 5,000? Chun Kuan, already arrogant, became even more emboldened by the crowd's encouragement. He slammed his hand hard on the hood of my car and shouted at me, "Today, not only will you pay for my car, but you'll also kneel and apologize to me, or you won't be leaving." I sneered and pointed at the approaching traffic officer. "Ask the officer who should be paying. As for kneeling, you'd better find a spot for yourself to kneel in advance. Damn you all." Enraged, Chun Kuan rushed at me, trying to start a fight, but I kicked him to the ground. He stood up and tried to come over to harass me, but was stopped by the traffic police who arrived. "Stop it, or you're all coming to the station with me." "Officer, this broke-ass guy hit my car and then attacked me. Arrest him now." Chun Kuan, holding his waist, pointed at me and complained to the traffic police. The traffic officer ignored his baseless accusations and instead asked us to provide the dashcam footage. I pulled up the dashcam recording from my phone to show the officer. After reviewing the footage, the officer glared at the smug Chun Kuan and said, "It's clearly your full responsibility. How dare you demand compensation from others? You'd better settle the compensation with the rear vehicle as soon as possible. Otherwise, we'll have to take you to the station for reckless driving. Can you traffic cops even judge properly? Look, clearly I'm driving a Porsche, and my wife is a very important person you can't afford to offend. I don't care what car you drive or whose husband you are. We're only here to enforce the law impartially. I'm warning you, if you continue to refuse to comply with the penalty, we'll have to take you to the police station. Chun Kuin initially grumbled indignantly, but upon seeing the stern expression on the officer's face, he didn't dare to make any more trouble and chose to call for help instead. I glanced at the number. Sure enough, it was my wife Zhao Meru he was calling. Although I couldn't hear the content of their phone call, the playful smile on Chun Kuin's face and the affectionate tone of his voice told me that they must have been flirting while resolving the issue. After hanging up, Chun Kuin regained his arrogant demeanor. Pointing at his car, he said with a sneer, "So what if I have to pay? Big deal. My Porsche has 3 million in insurance coverage. It's more than enough to cover your crappy Volkswagen. Don't worry, I won't shortchange a penny to a poor bastard like you." I sneered inwardly. Did he really think his measly insurance could cover my limited edition Phaeton? Besides, his reckless behavior wasn't even covered by the insurance policy in the first place. I'm determined to expose you two adulterers for who you really are today. Soon, the insurance company's personnel arrived. The claims adjuster clearly knew about cars. One glance at my vehicle and his face turned pale with fright. Only after reviewing the accident assessment report in the sunglasses wearing man's hand did he finally let out a long sigh of relief. "Sir, this accident was caused by your intentional reckless driving and is not covered by our insurance policy. Please negotiate the compensation directly with the other party." "Thank you." Upon hearing that he would have to pay out of pocket, Chun Kuin immediately lost his temper, pointing at the claims adjuster and yelling, "What kind of lousy insurance company is this? You don't pay for accidents, aren't you just scamming us policyholders?" The claims adjuster didn't want to engage with him further and simply waved his hand before walking away. "So what'll it be? Pay up or go to jail?" I looked at him coldly and said calmly. Many righteous individuals in the crowd, upon learning the truth, began to criticize him. "Just because you drive a Porsche, does that make you special? If someone doesn't yield, you deliberately cut them off. Do you think this road is your living room? You caused this mess yourself and still expect the insurance company to pay? Do you think insurance companies are pushovers?" His attempt to show off backfired when I demanded compensation, leaving him utterly humiliated. The mocking laughter from the crowd only fueled his rage. He stormed back to his car, grabbed a baseball bat, and started wildly smashing my vehicle while hurling curses. "You want me to pay? Fine. I'll trash your car right in front of you. At worst, I'll just buy you a new one. How dare you ask me for money? I'll smash your face in." Seeing him lose his temper was exactly what I wanted. I quietly stepped aside, waiting to see him make a fool of himself. After venting for a while, he threw 500,000 onto my car and said, "You poor bastard. This 500,000 is more than enough to buy your piece of junk. Consider the extra money a handout to a beggar. Take the cash and get the hell out of here." I sneered. "This measly amount isn't even enough to buy one of my headlights, let alone more than enough? Hurry up and figure out how to scrape together the money, or you'll be rotting in jail." Hearing this, he sneered with disdain. "You poor bastard must be out of your mind for money, seeing that I'm rich and trying to extort me? Everyone knows your crappy Volkswagen is worth at most 200,000 to 300,000 yuan. I'm giving you 500,000, and you're still bitching about it? Let me tell you, this is extortion, and it's a crime. Don't think I don't know the law." The onlookers also chimed in to persuade me. "Hey buddy, take what you can get. Your Volkswagen is only worth 200,000 to 300,000 yuan, and he's offering 500,000. Don't be too greedy. Exactly, don't end up losing more than you gain. If you get sued for false accusation, it wouldn't be worth it." At that moment, the damage assessor from the Volkswagen Phaeton arrived. "Who said this Volkswagen is only worth 2 or 300,000? This is a top-tier luxury car worth tens of millions. Just one headlight alone costs several hundred thousand." When Chun Kuin heard that my car was worth tens of millions, his face turned pale, but his expression remained defiant. The crowd gasped when they heard my car was worth tens of millions. "Oh, so this guy is the real tycoon? How low-key. True wealthy people are always understated, unlike some bratty youngsters who think they're hot stuff just for driving a Porsche. Yeah, that car might even be rented. Now he smashed someone else's luxury ride worth millions. Good luck paying for that." At this moment, the loss assessor had finished the assessment and reported to me, "General Manager Ding, Your car has been severely damaged. The repair costs are nearly equivalent to the price of a new car, making the repairs no longer worthwhile. After hearing this, I nodded and cast a cold glance at Chun Kuan. Pay up, 10 million, not a penny less. Hearing my demand, his arrogant demeanor faltered slightly, but he remained defiant. You say it's worth 10 million, so it's worth 10 million? Hiring a fraud to back up your claims and trying to extort money from me. This is fraud. I'm going to sue you. To make him give up, I took out the car purchase invoice and threw it in front of him. See for yourself. Am I trying to scam you? After looking at the invoice, his expression flickered slightly, but he quickly regained his arrogance. He pulled out a black gold card from his pocket and waved it in front of my eyes. Is a mere 10 million something to brag about? My card here has 30 million. I'll pay you right now. Someone in the crowd gasped. Wow, that's a top-tier black diamond card. Only those with assets over 10 billion qualify for one. This young man is a real tycoon. To have a fortune of billions at such a young age, truly remarkable. Puffed up by the praise, he grew even more smug, waving the black diamond card around to show off. But he didn't know that the gold card in his hand was the supplementary card I gave to my wife. As soon as I notified the bank to freeze it, it would become nothing more than a worthless piece of plastic. After freezing the supplementary card, I sneered at him. Don't go bragging just because you've got a card. 2 million? I bet you can't even swipe 100,000 yuan with that thing. Hearing this, he immediately lost his temper. Give me your account number. I'll transfer the money right now. If the transfer goes through, I'm going to smash your face in. I immediately gave him my account details and told him to go ahead with the transfer. As a result, several attempts to use the card all showed it had been disabled. The onlookers began to mock him sarcastically. Another fake tycoon, talking about a black card, probably can't even swipe 100,000 yuan. Can't you live without pretending? If you can't afford it, just say so. Stop with all this nonsense. The sunglasses-wearing man was so anxious that he was sweating profusely, quickly hiding behind the car to make a phone call. Soon, my wife Zhao Meru called. Ding Mubai, what's wrong with my card? Why was it frozen? Hurry up and notify the bank to reactivate it. Also, tell them to increase the credit limit to 100 million. I need it urgently. I responded calmly. Why do you suddenly need so much money? What are you planning to do? I have my reasons for needing it. Why do you care so much? Just get it done quickly. I clenched my lips tightly and hung up the phone directly. It's all because I've been too lenient with that bitch, letting her become this arrogant. For the past 10 years, due to special circumstances, I couldn't show my face, so I let her manage Jinghai Group on my behalf. Who would have thought she'd secretly keep a toy boy behind my back? She's really asking for death. She thought that, by making her a watchdog, the Jinghai Group would belong to her. After I hung up the phone, Zhao Meru sent me several messages in a row, but I ignored them all. Soon, Chun Kuan raised his phone, showing the record of the 10 million yuan transfer someone had just sent him, and looked at me arrogantly. Let me tell you, my wife is worth billions. How could she possibly be short of a mere 10 million yuan? With that, he transferred the 10 million yuan to me. I've transferred the money, now get lost. He pointed at the successful transfer record, tilting his head arrogantly as he shouted at me. I sneered coldly. You only paid for one car. What about the money for the other car? As soon as these words were spoken, everyone present was stunned. Chun Kuan was even more furious. Are you out of your mind or just addicted to scamming? When the hell did I hit 2 of your cars? I pointed at the Porsche and said, this car is also mine, worth 3 million. Pay up now. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was stunned. Maybe this guy got knocked silly in the crash. It's very likely. Otherwise, how could he not even recognize his own car? Chun Kuan was even more furious, pointing at me and yelling, you lunatic, are you never going to stop? Ignoring his rabid outburst, I took out the Porsche's vehicle registration and threw it in front of him. See for yourself, is this car mine or not? Chun Kuan picked up the vehicle registration and, upon confirming it was my photo on it, was first stunned, then flew into a rage. This car was clearly a birthday gift from my wife to me. How did it become yours? You must be playing tricks, trying to scam me. Do you think I'm an easy target? My wife is Zhao Meru, the head of Jinghai Group. She's on her way here, and you'll see how she deals with you. The crowd immediately changed their expressions upon hearing that Chun Kuan's wife was none other than the renowned head of Jinghai Group. Zhao Meru, the head of Jinghai Group, is this guy's wife? That's no small matter. In Jinzhou, Who dares to cross Jinghai Group? Buddy, you should quit while you're ahead. I can see you've got some money, but Jinghai Group isn't someone ordinary people can afford to mess with. You'd better leave now. Seeing that I remained silent, Chun Kuan thought I was intimidated by his mention of Jinghai Group and sneered. What's the matter? Scared now? Too late. Once my wife gets here, I'll have her shut down your company for good. Let's see how cocky you are then. I smiled faintly. Then let's wait and see. At that moment, a motorcade arrived. A dignified and elegant woman stepped out of a Land Rover, followed by several bodyguards. Chun Kuan's eyes lit up. My wife is here. Just wait and see how you'll die. Zhao Meru hurried to Chun Kuan's side as soon as she got out of the car. She tightly grasped his hands, her face full of concern. Kunkin, who dared to bully you? Your wife will avenge you. When the general manager of Jinghai Group arrived, the crowd immediately stirred. Wow! This is the famous Iron Lady of Jinghai. Finally seeing her in person, she's even more impressive than on TV. Look at his wife, so wealthy yet still so devoted to her husband. The moment she heard he was in trouble, she rushed over with support. Now look at you, no money and no kindness toward me. Watch out, or I might replace you. Now the Volkswagen owner is really in trouble. The Iron Lady of Jinghai isn't someone to mess with. Chun Kuan pulled Zhao Meru to stand before me, pointing at me arrogantly and saying, It's him! Not only did he try to extort money from me, but he also claimed the car you bought for me was his. Honey, help me teach him a lesson. Who dares to have the audacity to bully my husband? Zhao Meru's man. After hearing Chun Kuan's accusation, Zhao Meru turned around with a furious expression, only to finally see my figure in the crowd. Her angry demeanor instantly turned into shock. Mobai, how could it be you? She quickly walked over to me and whispered in my ear. Mobai, it's all a misunderstanding. We're all on the same side. Chun Kuan is my distant cousin. He borrowed my car, and I never expected him to collide with you. He's young and stubborn. Just apologize to him so both sides can save face. And let's just drop this matter. I pushed her away and deliberately raised my voice. Apologize? Why should I apologize to him? Don't you think you owe me an explanation? You say he's your cousin, but he calls you wife. The crowd at the scene kept growing, with some even starting live streams. What's going on here? The owner of the Volkswagen is questioning the general manager of Jinghai Group and demanding she explain their relationship? Who exactly is Zhao Meru's husband? This drama is getting more and more interesting. I'll start a live stream too. It's bound to become a trending broadcast. Something seems off. The Zhao from Jinghai Group seems to know the Volkswagen owner. Look how they're whispering into each other's ears. Could this be a love triangle? Zhao Meru lost face in front of me, her expression turning vicious. Ding Mubai, I merely lent the car to my cousin for a drive, and you dare publicly slander me. For 10 years, I've exhausted myself for Jinghai Group, yet you're blind and heartless, suspecting me without reason. Today, you must not only apologize to Chun Kuan but also to me, otherwise, get out of Jinghai. A cold glint flashed in my eyes as I abruptly slapped Zhao Meru twice with full force. You shameless bitch. Did you really start thinking you own the place after watching The Door for 2 days? Who the hell are you to tell me to get out of Jinghai? Zhao Meru was stunned by my sudden blows. She touched her cheek and stared at me in disbelief, as if unable to comprehend that I, who had always doted on her, would actually hit her. Gasps of shock rippled through the crowd. That man is so bold, daring to even hit the general manager of Jinghai Group. That's not boldness, that's suicide. Everyone knows the Iron Lady of Jinghai Group. Crossing her is asking for death. I think there's more to this. Just look at the luxury car worth millions he's driving. He's no ordinary person. Chun Kuan saw me hit Zhao Meru and turned furious. You bastard! How dare you hit my wife? I'll make sure you pay for this. He pointed at Zhao Meru's bodyguards and roared. Are you all dead? Can't you see the boss is being hit? Get him. Beat him to death. Because I've rarely shown up at the company over the past 10 years. These bodyguards didn't recognize me at all. Under Chun Kuan's orders, they swarmed over and restrained me. I struggled desperately and shouted, Let me go! I'm the real president of Jinghai Group. I'm your real boss. Seeing that I was restrained by the bodyguards, Zhao Meru flashed a smug smile and quietly retreated to the side. I struggled to break free from the bodyguard's grip, pointing at Zhao Meru and demanding, I generously paid for your mother's medical treatment, funded your college education, and mentored you, even entrusting you to manage Jinghai Group. Is this how you repay me? Tell these people to let go of me now. Tell them I'm your husband, the real owner of Jinghai. Facing my accusations, Zhao Meru curled her lips into a sneer and shot me a mocking grimace, as if saying, "You deserve this." Chun Kuan stepped forward, glaring at me with malice. "How can you be so shameless? First, you extort money from me, and now you're trying to claim my wife? A worthless old man like you isn't even worthy." The onlookers realized that the luxury car collision had unveiled a scandal among the wealthy, making the discussions even more heated. What's going on here? Testing the public's IQ? We've gone from the "whose car is more expensive" flexing channel to the "who's my husband" mystery channel? It must be the Volkswagen owner who's her husband. Look, they're about the same age and match in appearance and temperament. In contrast, that Porsche owner is clearly a young guy. He could practically be their son. Can't say for sure. Nowadays, wealthy women love young puppy dogs. I saw Ms. Zhao looking at Chun Kuan with tender affection and glaring at Ding Mobo with resentment. Isn't it obvious who her husband is? As if hearing the murmurs in the crowd, Zhao Meru sweetly held Chun Kuan's arm and declared to everyone, "Let me clarify this: Mr. Chun Kuan is my husband. As for the others, they are all people with ulterior motives trying to exploit my husband's reputation to deceive everyone. Don't believe them. For such people I will show no mercy." With that, she signaled to the bodyguard restraining me. "Teach him a lesson, and use this as a warning to those with ulterior motives. Otherwise, if everyone starts impersonating my husband, how will we handle it?" Upon Zhao Meru's orders, the bodyguards began to beat me with punches and kicks. After just a few rounds, I was already bleeding from the head. Zhao Meru leaned in with a sinister smile and whispered in my ear, "This is the price for your disobedience. Apologize to me and Chun Kuan now, kneel and beg for mercy, and I'll let you go. Otherwise, I'll make you suffer even more." I spat at her. "Zhao Meru, I swear I'll make your life a living hell." Actually, before Zhao Meru arrived, I had anticipated a confrontation with her and had already arranged for backup. The reason I didn't have them arrive before Zhao Meru was to see just how depraved this woman had become. By my calculations, my people should be arriving any moment now. I had originally intended to spare her out of consideration for our past marital ties, but now it seems completely unnecessary. At that moment, two teams of personnel in different uniforms arrived simultaneously, surrounding the crowd. Chun Kuan, thinking they were brought by Zhao Meru, looked at her with a fawning expression. "Honey, you're so good to me. Just hearing I was in trouble, you brought so many people to back me up." However, upon seeing the arrivals, Zhao Meru's face turned pale with terror. "Protect the boss. Subdue the assailant. Rescue expert Ding. Apprehend all the criminals. Use lethal force if they resist." As the leaders of both teams issued their commands, the bodyguards restraining me were swiftly overpowered and knocked to the ground. Chun Kuan and Zhao Meru were also subdued and pinned down. One of them was directly shot dead for putting up a fierce resistance. The gunshot silenced everyone in the room, and all the bodyguards brought by Zhao Meru immediately fell in line. Chun Kuan, who was knocked to the ground, thought the newcomers had mistaken their target. Covering his head, he shouted, "Have you got the wrong person? Isn't your boss Zhao Meru? I'm her husband. Why are you hitting me?" My personal guard captain, Ding San, slapped him hard across the face. "I grew up with the boss. How could I mistake who he is? The Zhao Meru you're talking about is just a watchdog our boss keeps." The other leader in camouflage pointed at Zhao Meru and Chun Kuan, reprimanding them. "Expert Ding is a top-protected military-industrial talent under our special care. How dare you harm him? I'll have you court-martialed." "Zhang Qi, enough. Engineer Ding, I'm sorry. In the heat of the moment, I forgot about identity protection." After my reminder, the Special Operations Team leader Zhang Qi realized he had slipped up. The crowd buzzed with discussion the moment they heard I was a military-industrial expert. Who would have thought Mr. Ding isn't just a business tycoon, but also a crucial talent in military industry, and so humble too. Truly remarkable. In that case, this adulterous couple deserves to die even more. While the husband serves the nation at the front, the wife is secretly keeping a young lover at home. Beat these adulterers to death. We can't let our heroes shed blood and tears. Before taking over Jinghai Group, I was already an outstanding talent in military technology, and my aspirations never lay in business. But my father had only me as his son, and on his deathbed, he forced me with his life to abandon my beloved military research and return home to inherit the family business. Later, A neighboring country developed a weapon that posed an extreme threat to our nation, and the country urgently needed to produce and develop more advanced weapons to counter it. Time is tight and the task is heavy. The country urgently mobilized military-industrial talents to conduct research and development day and night, aiming to quickly eliminate the border threats and safeguard the lives and property of the people. In times of crisis, the senior leader remembered me, a top-tier expert, and invited me to return to service. Faced with the nation's peril, I naturally had no hesitation. Putting aside my family for the greater good, I rushed to the front lines to serve the country and strengthen the military. Due to my special status, it was inconvenient for me to openly manage the company. So, I had my wife Zhao Meru serve as the general manager, while I continued to direct the company's key strategies behind the scenes. 3 months ago, I finally overcame the technical challenges and developed a weapon powerful enough to suppress neighboring countries. After the successful development of the weapon, I applied for retirement from the organization, intending to focus on managing Jinghai Group left by my father. It was his dying wish and the culmination of his life's work. Little did I know, Zhao Meru lost herself in the pursuit of power, not only betraying me but also attempting to seize my Ding family's legacy for herself. When Zhao Meru and Chen Kuan learned about my true identity, their faces turned pale with fear. "Mo Bai, you have to listen to me, it's not what you think." Slap. I slapped Zhao Meru hard across the face. "If you want to live, shut the hell up." After hitting Zhao Meru, I turned to Zhang Qi. "Why did you come? I'm retired now. You're no longer obligated to protect me." Zhang Qi looked apologetic. "Engineer Ding, the chief has instructed that even though you've retired, you're still a hero of our country and will be protected by the organization for life. So when Ding San notified me that you were in danger, I immediately led the team here." I gave Ding San a reproachful look, blaming him for making unnecessary trouble for the organization. "Boss, when I received your message, I thought, that's why I notified Captain Zhang." "I'm sorry." Seeing my reproachful gaze, Ding San quickly explained. I rolled my eyes at him and continued speaking to Zhang Qi. "Zhang Qi, this is my family matter. Besides, my private security team is here, so my safety isn't an issue. Please take your men and leave first." I didn't want Zhang Qi and his team here because with them around, I couldn't act as freely as I needed to. Zhang Qi assessed the situation and, recognizing my discomfort, led his team away. As soon as they left, I ordered my private security team to first give these two cheating scoundrels a thorough beating, one so severe their own mothers wouldn't recognize them. "Ouch, you're killing me. The chairman of Jinghai Group is bullying ordinary people with his power." After being beaten, Chen Kuan screamed at the top of his lungs, attempting to guilt-trip me. I stepped forward and stomped hard on his face. "You were the one who started by calling me a poor loser just because you drive a Porsche. Now that you're crying for mercy after getting beaten, you want to guilt-trip me? Scum like you taking you down is doing society a favor. I know I was wrong, Ma Bai. Please forgive me. Okay?" Just as I was stepping on Chen Kuan to teach him a lesson, Zhao Meru hugged my leg from behind, pleading with me desperately. Joining her on their knees were her mother and younger brother, who had just arrived. "Mo Bai, it's all our Meru's fault for doing such an ungrateful and beastly thing. It's my failure in discipline that raised a daughter worse than an animal. I'm kneeling here to beg you please spare our Meru's life. Won't you?" Her mother kept kowtowing to me on the ground while also slapping herself in the face. My mother-in-law, Zhao Fan, had always been very grateful for the help I'd given their family over the years and had treated me very well. She must have been unaware of the affair between Zhao Meru and Chen Kuan. Seeing her kneeling before me at such an age, I couldn't bear it and helped her up. "Aunt Zhao, this matter has nothing to do with you. There's no need to kneel before me. Please get up quickly." After Zhao Fan stood up, she slapped Zhao Meru hard across the face. "You beast! How could you do such a monstrous thing? I'll beat you to death. If it weren't for Ma Bai covering my medical expenses, I would have died from illness in bed 10 years ago. If it weren't for Ma Bai funding your education, you'd be a factory assembly line worker now. Where would you have gotten the chance to complete your undergraduate and graduate studies? Where would you have gotten the opportunity to lead such a large enterprise? If it weren't for Ma Bai paying for your brother's overseas treatment, it's hard to say whether he would have survived. Think about how much our entire family owes to the Ding family to have what we have today, and yet you... Sai, why don't you just die?" After hearing Aunt Zhao's outburst in the crowd and learning some of the backstory, people began to denounce Zhao Meru one after another. So much for the Iron Lady of Jinghai. Turns out she's just a cheating, ungrateful wretch. Disgusting. To brazenly call her lover husband in front of everyone, such shamelessness is truly rare. I think President Ding went too easy on them. If it were me, I'd have beaten that adulterous pair to death. After hearing the crowd's comments, Zhao Gang, Zhao Meiru's younger brother, turned red with suppressed anger. Unable to vent at his sister, he charged at Chen Kuan and started throwing punches. You damn trash. How dare you seduce my sister? I'll beat you to death. Beaten, Chen Kuan let out a wail, crying for Zhao Meiru's help. Meiru, my wife, please stop your brother. Save me. Hearing this, Zhao Meiru, who was kneeling on the ground, quickly stood up and rushed toward Chen Kuan. She picked up a brick from the ground and smashed it hard onto Chen Kuan's head. You damn bastard, who's your wife? I'll beat you to death. With one brick strike from Zhao Meiru, Chen Kuan immediately rolled his eyes, gasping for breath but unable to inhale. Zhao Meiru raised the brick to strike again but was pulled back by her younger brother. Sis, stop hitting him. He's almost gone. Seeing Chen Kuan collapsed on the ground, bleeding profusely, Zhao Meiru let out a sorrowful laugh before turning to kneel before me. Mo Bai, I know it's impossible for you to forgive me now. I admit I was wrong, and I've tried to prove my remorse through my actions. Ding Mo Bai, I, Zhao Meiru, have wronged you. I don't dare hope for your forgiveness, but I beg you to treat my family kindly. Consider this my final plea. I nodded through my tears. All right. Looking back now, Zhao Meiru and I actually had some beautiful times together in the beginning. If I hadn't left her alone back then for the sake of our country, perhaps, but unfortunately, there are no perhaps left. In the end, Zhao Meiru was sentenced to death for intentional homicide. And I kept my promise, treating her family well.